MegaETH just launched its token at $1.7 billion in FTV. This was huge, but not for long. Back in October, we saw something crazy happen. Its token sale went completely out of control. Billions of dollars rushed in for a tiny bit amount of allocation. Now fast forward to today, and the market is pricing Mega token very differently from what investors initially expected. Right now sitting at about 17 cents. So what has changed? And more importantly, is this a real opportunity or a trap? Now in this video, I'll do a quick review on MegaETH, recap on its past token sale, analyze its tokenomics, and tell you my personal Mega token price prediction. Let's get into it. But before we go any deeper, here's a quick note. This is research, not financial advice. Do your own due diligence and manage your own risk, especially around a TGE, and be responsible with your own investment. Thank you very much. Now, to understand what is happening today, I need to take you back to where the hype started. Now, it was October 2025 when the Mega token public sale opened on Sonar by Echo. I remember going through X and it was completely wild because the influencers were spamming allocation screenshots everywhere. Big accounts were openly complaining that they could not get in no matter how large their bid was. There were over 53,000 people participated, truly the biggest community sale of 2025. Now, what made it special to me personally was that it was not a regular sale, it was a real-time English auction for just 5% of 10 billion tokens, about 500 million tokens for sale on Ethereum mainnet. Investors were bidding at the maximum valuation of $1 billion because they did not care which price they could buy Mega token at, just as long as they could. MegaETH also launched their NFT collection, the Fluffle NFTs, earlier that year. It was dropped and sold out quite quickly in just a couple of minutes, raising about $13 million in total. At that moment, I truly felt that MegaETH was truly the highest conviction play of the entire cycle. The energy was electric. And that was the hype that I experienced. But I know that hype alone does not tell you what you are actually buying into, so let's zoom out and understand what MegaETH is actually building. MegaETH is an Ethereum layer 2. It calls itself the world's first real-time blockchain, which is a very confident way of saying that they are the fastest blockchain with lowest latencies and extreme throughput in existence. Well, so far. Right now, they are delivering about 10 millisecond block times with a clear roadmap to reach 1 millisecond. It can handle about 100,000 plus transactions per second, and which roughly doubles Solana. In their recent 7-day stress test, it handled about 11 billion transactions and peaked at 47,000 TPS. The performance numbers generally is impressive, though sometimes being the fastest doesn't mean that you're the best. What's the point, of being the fastest if there are only about 7,000 active users on a daily, while the other chains are handling about 200, 400, even millions of active addresses on a single day, and they're still feeling very real time to me. The team behind MegaETH are all high IQ individuals. We have Yong Li, a Stanford PhD CEO who worked on low latency systems. We have Lei Yang, an MIT CTO focused on consensus. We have Shu Yao Kong, the co-founder who was also the global BD director at Consensus, working on Linear, also a layer 2. And then we have a mysterious figure called Heisenberg. Come on. In total, they have about less than 20 people, so it's a relatively small team, but very, very efficient. So that's the general overview of MegaETH. Now, if you participated in the MegaETH token sale on Sonar or Echo, what are you actually investing in? Well, the way that I see it, MegaETH is focusing on 3 main areas. First is the on-chain gaming, second, AI agents, and third is the high-frequency trading or HFT infrastructure. Now, first is the on-chain gaming. I believe that gaming failed last cycle mostly because of bad tokenomics and not because of the chains were too slow, for example. The AI agents are still very early, so MegaETH could, in theory, compete in this regard. But most of the agents on-chain are just meme coin scams, so if MegaETH wants to compete, they need active users, which they don't currently have. And the real bull case to me is the HFT. When I look at Hyperliquid generating about $800 million in perpetual futures revenue in 2025 with only about 11 full-time employees, it blew my mind. I think MegaETH could do exactly that, but fully EVM compatible. That would let thousands of Solidity developers build competing order books with full composability all within the Ethereum ecosystem. I see that as a much bigger addressable market. Besides that, MegaETH also has its own stablecoin called the USDM, which is issued through a partnership with Ethena. Now, this stablecoin is crypto-backed, it's not fiat-backed, and will be the main focus stablecoin of the entire MegaETH ecosystem. Now, the reason why they're not going with the established stablecoins like USDC or USDT is because they want to align incentives across the network, run the sequencer at cost, and deliver the lowest fees for the users and the builders, meaning that the yields that they generated from USDM will be used to finance the entire network. So the users can enjoy less gas fees, and MegaETH team has total control over their stablecoins, so it's a win-win situation. Talking about MegaETH's ecosystem, as of today, they have about 85 dApps live and active right now, but there are only 12 within the Mega Mafia apps, aka their flagship accelerated program apps. Sadly, most of these apps, they don't have any real users at all since they don't earn much revenue since the mainnet. As you can see, they sort of earn somewhat of a higher revenue, like a couple tens of thousands of dollars every day since the mainnet, but then they slowly kind of died down for a couple months and recently went back in revenue earned because of the latest program called the Terminal, which we will talk about in a little bit. And this campaign, it doesn't feel organic because it's not. It's kind of forced because it allows people to basically farm these apps to earn the Mega token airdrop. So once this campaign ends and people realize that the Mega airdrop wasn't worth the time that they spent on all of these apps, well then they will leave and activity will slow down, and once again the mafia will be broke. That said, for now, Terminal is a great way to earn Mega token drop. So let me quickly walk you through how to participate. I noticed big players like CBB Cartels, who did really well farming the Hype airdrop, and other large wallets are jumping in quickly, so you don't want to be late because the earlier you are and the more active you are, the more rewards you're gonna get. Go to the terminal.megaeth.com link, which is also down in description right now, to access this page. Click on the guide and you're gonna see that season 1 runs from the 28th of April to the 23rd of June, so you have about 2 months or about 8 weeks to do this one. Basically, what you do is you have to be active across all of these apps to earn something called the points, right? Which will be dropped weekly based on how much you interact inside Terminal, and you can actually boost your points if you are eligible within one of these sort of achievements. Once you get these achievements, then you will get a boosted points in any of these D apps. And once you have a boosted points, then you must be focused on doing those boosted DApps to get the boosted score, right? And you can boost a maximum of 3 DApps. There is also something called the clan of NFTs. So, I mean, if you have or hold any of these NFTs, then make sure to join these clans for also a boosted points. They have a ranking system, so you can see that CBB is actually leading right now at 187,000 points. That's crazy. I don't think that, we can basically compete with him. But if you are within the top 1,000 or 2,000, I think you're doing good. Alright, enough about the ecosystem dApps. Let's do a quick walkthrough of the full tokenomics of MegaETH. So as you can see right here, this is from ICO Analytics. So I don't know if this is official or not, but let's say that it is. We have about 100% total allocation of 10 billion Mega tokens. 5% will be spent for the public sale on Sonar, 2.5% for the Sonar bonus pool, 5% for Echo round, which is even before the Sonar public sale, 2.5% for the Fluffle round, which is the NFT collection, 9.5% for team and advisors, 7.5% for foundation / ecosystem reserve, which is less than the team and advisors, which is crazy, 14.7% for VC allocation, which is quite high. I'd say I'd like this number to be around 10%. 53.3% KPI staking rewards. Now, this is one of the most unique feature of MegaETH, where they have these sorts of milestones that they need to cross in order to get the token released to the staking, right? So that's quite unique because that's based on the performance of the chain. So that's nice. But that also means that if in the future MegaETH cannot, basically perform as expected, then it will take way longer for the tokens to be released, and that's not good for everybody. In terms of the vesting schedule for the token sale, you can find it in the FAQ on their main page. For the Echo round, 20% will be unlocked at TGE, then a 1-year cliff, followed by a 3-year vesting schedule. So in 4 years, they will receive their full token. So that's pretty long, to be honest with you. For the Fluffle round NFT, 50% unlocked at TGE, followed by a 6-month linear vest for the remainder. It's standard. For the Sonar, either 100% unlocked at TGE if that's what you opted for, or a 1-year lockup. And the way that I see it is that most people, I think they went for the complete 100%, without lockup. As you can see right here, 1.3 billion total committed, 1.2 for without lockup, only about $150 million with lockup. It's gonna be a relatively high, I'd say, selling pressure at day one, because many people are already up like 50 to 100% or 2x from their entry at the Sonar sale. So in this market, I think that they're gonna sell at a 2x profit and secure that back, right? And also for the people that are bought in the Fluffle round NFT, they're also gonna be selling pretty quickly, and so is Echo. Okay, before we talk about my mega price prediction, let's talk about the reasons that I am optimistic and pessimistic about MegaETH's future. First is the backers. So they raised about $107 million in total VC and ecosystem funding, with Dragonfly Capital involved, and with a little help with Vitalik Buterin as well, the father of Ethereum. This is very bullish, about $100 million in funding, a lot of money. But when you look at similar layer 2 projects like ZK Sync, Arbitrum, or Optimism, and look, they're raising a lot more money. ZK Sync raised about $400 million, but look where they all end up, right? Their price all went down. So fundraising is one thing, execution is another, and price action is a different story. 100 million, a large amount of money, but for a layer 2 project, blockchain project, I don't think that's a lot of money at all to run for years to come, right? And also talk about the Vitalik Buterin support back in 2024. I mean, that's a huge deal, right? One of the reasons why MegaETH fundraising was, so successful, because Vitalik actually invested in them and bullish in them. But in 2026, Vitalik's views on layer 2s have drastically changed. I mean, he said that layer 2s should focus on differentiation beyond just cheaper or faster transactions. And I mean, guess whose entire business is all about being the cheapest and fastest? The second reason is the exchange listing. Now, Binance has a pre-market futures for Mega token for a while now, and Coinbase has their own program, MegaETH. They added it to their roadmap. So definitely, I think that it will be listed on Coinbase, MegaETH at minimum. However, I don't know that if MegaETH is going to be listed on Binance Spot or not, because MegaETH publicly said that they will not pay any exchanges free tokens to get listed. I know that Binance, if they want to list tokens on Binance, then they need to pay a certain amount of tokens allocation for programs like, let's say, Launch Pool or Binance Alpha, airdrop, or whatnot, or at least tokens for liquidity. So if they're not willing to pay those amounts, I don't know if they're going to be listed on Binance Spot or not. But I think definitely if they're listed on Binance pre-market futures, then they will be listed on Binance futures in the future. And the third reason why I'm bullish and also bearish on MegaETH is the milestone or performance-based TGE and fresh activity. Now, the team publicly tied this launch to a real performance triggers, the KPIs. The 10 MegaETH apps had to go live with actual users before the countdown even started. This shows developer trust signal. Teams that deliver before asking for a token listing attract builders differently than teams that launch on a calendar, right? That matters for long-term ecosystem growth, because at least we know that they're serious about their business. And look at their tokenomics, right? They allocate about 53% for KPI staking rewards, right? Look at that. However, those milestones won't matter much if there aren't actual organic activity, right? Because short-term hype is actually bad for a project, and that's what I'm seeing with MegaETH ecosystem right now. Remember, the top app is only doing around $19,000 per day in fees, with total TVL sitting near $100 million. But the market is already pricing MegaETH at over $1.7 billion in FTV, and that gap is insane. Alright, so what's my own personal price prediction for Mega token? Now, on Polymarket, most traders think that Mega can definitely reach more than $600 million in FTV after 1 day of listings, which resulted in a 98% approval, right? Yes. Also, more than 1 billion at 90%. So I think it's safe to say that people are expecting Mega to hit like more than $1 billion in FTV, which to me, I think is, logical as well. All right, it's fair. Personally, I am more leaning towards bearish on MegaETH. I think that after listing, the Mega token will definitely drop below 15 cents per token, which is below $1.5 billion in FTV. I even think that it will drop to about $1.3 or $1.2 billion in FTV after only a couple of days of listing. And then it will even drop to about 10 cents per token, which sits at around $1 billion in FTV. And depending on market situation in the future, which I think is bearish, at the moment with all the wars happening, then it will even go lower than that, going to about $800 million in FTV. That's going to be my bottom. I think that $800 million, it will move sideways within that range for a little bit before making a comeback to about $1 billion in FTV. And then again, depending on the market, depending on the team, depending on the market makers, it might pump up to 15 cents. And that's my video on MegaETH. We do a quick overview of the project. We do a quick overview of the ecosystem, give you my thoughts on the reason why I think MegaETH is going to pump or not, and then give my own price prediction on MegaETH. Now, like and subscribe to CryptoNinjas if you want to see more contents like this, and hit subscribe to the channel for more contents. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Daily out.